Initial season last year as the lead analyst on CBS NFL telecasts. He's also earning some serious plaudits for his golf game. He recently won an amateur tournament in Wisconsin by 9 strokes about a week or so ago. This is his 8th appearance at the American Century Championship, where he has 5 top 10 finishes, including 3 consecutive second-place finishes. He's listed as a 4-1 favorite to change that over at Harrah's and Harvey's Racing Sportsbook. Tony, it's great to have you back.
Thanks. It's great to be back, and it's a great week always out here, so I'm excited. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your game. We hear you've been playing pretty well, and the record shows that, too. You better watch out.
Yeah, game's starting to come around. Been playing pretty good here for a few weeks, and, we're excited about the opportunity to go out here and play and hopefully get another one. We'll see.
You got it. Why don't we open this up to the media, folks? I think we've got a question back here in the back.
Hey, Tony. You made your PGA Tour debut earlier this year. I'm just wondering what you learned about your golf game from that week and how it's helped you going forward.
Yeah, I learned that it wasn't very good at that time. I think that was number one. But, I was just starting the process of basically hiring a golf team, per se, and you get swing coaches and you get people around you, and then from there you go attack it. And I just started right before then, so it's starting to feel natural now. And so my scores have come down quite a bit, and it's been fun lately getting out there and seeing the ball go where you're aiming, and just the ability to produce shots when you want it has been enjoyable. So, I'm excited for this week. It'll be fun.
Just as a follow-up, the team that you're assembling, the network that you're working for, CBS, of course, they do golf, and they have a lot of great golf commentators and swing analysts. Is that part of your team, working with Peter Costas or guys like that, or is it
Well, it's just there's a few guys. I work with some guys in Dallas, and Chris O'Connell and Andy Trainer with Plain Truth. So, we've done some extensive overhaul of the swing, which I needed. So it took a while to get it to feel natural. It wasn't in Punta Cana, but it is now, and we're starting to feel comfortable when I'm out on the golf course. And the CBS people are great. They have a great golf team. Jim Nance, the whole crew on that side, Nick Faldo. They're special people, and it's like a family over there, and I'm just a part of that family now.
Tony, your plans going forward, because as I recall, when active pitcher, haven't you tried to qualify for a U.S. Open? In fact, didn't you withdraw one year for summer stuff?
Say that again.
You've tried to qualify for U.S. Open in the past. Yeah. Is that something that you want to put on your horizon or on your radar screen for the future?
Yeah, I'll be doing that stuff in the future for sure. I think as I continue to play more and practice like I've been, the game just gets better and better each week and month, and that's kind of taken place over the last few months. And I wish all that stuff was coming up now, but that was in the past. But next year that'll be a part of it. Got the USAM qualifier coming up. I'm going to play in the Western Amateur. So those will be some big events for me. So we'll go against some high-level talent in those.
Yeah. Give me some perspective on the swing changes you've made, kind of condensed and simplified for us.
It's a good question. The condensed version. Really just an overall understanding of what the golf ball does. I mean, there's physics involved. There's reasons why spin and, why a golf ball draws and hands and the club head. And, with TrackMan and everything now, they have so much data that you can really start to get beneath the game and understand it a little bit better and understand why you're doing certain things. And then from there, you just want to incorporate certain moves that really, for me, I'm trying to create, a ball flight that's very neutral and still allowing the club head to be released. And so, in a nutshell, you want a square face that continues to go left and with maximum power, throwing the golf club, letting it go, but producing a little spin on the ball. So there's your condensed version.
If I may, at this time, I'd like to introduce Andrew Batchelder. And when you talk about celebrities, this gentleman may be the biggest star in the field. Retired U.S. Marine Corps Staff Sergeant. He's a 2-time Warrior Open champion, and as such, has earned a playing spot in the American Century Championship. The Warrior Open is hosted by former President George W. Bush for U.S. service members severely injured while serving their country. This is Andrew's second appearance at the ACC, when he tied for 15th this year. I better check the books. Okay, thank you. Lucky 13. He is listed. Here's the 15 at 15 to 1 odds. So, Andrew, it's a pleasure having you here, and thank you for your service to the country.
Great stuff. Thank you.
And he is a big fan of Tony Romo as a resident of Fort Worth, Texas. How's that one?
Fort Worth, and we actually met at Jordan's meeting, and
Thank
Tony
you,
and I
Steve.
have had a love-hate relationship. He just doesn't know it. But no, I've been a big Cowboys fan for all my life, so kind of cool to sit here and do this interview with him.
All right,
an
questions
honor
from
both
the
ways.
audience. Go ahead.
Tim Parsons of Tahoe on stage. For both of you guys, have you been out playing practice rounds, and how is the conditions compared to last year?
So I was here in 2016, and I mean,
Okay.
still the same thing. The golf course is immaculate, really. I don't think you could do a better job in the golf course at 7,200 feet. It's really amazing. This place is simply amazing, really.
Yeah, I think for the one thing that I see that's really pretty impressive is just the greens. They can get, when you have Poana, they can get spongy, if that makes sense, where a footprint can be in the ground 1 second, and then all of a sudden it slowly will rise back up, and you'll have, the footprint there. So if Barkley walks near the hole, you're going to be, yeah, that was Charles. I can see it there. But right now, it's not like that. It's firm and fast, and I think that's outstanding, the job they've done to get it ready, and the superintendent and the group here. So I think you'll see putting, which is always difficult here just in these type of courses, but I think you'll have a chance to make a lot more putts. They'll be difficult, but it won't be just because the line just moves randomly. It'll be more because the course is difficult.
Tony, your best finishes were second place here. 2009, you came in second to Rick Rhodes. In 2011, you came in second to an actor, Jack Wagner. And just wondering how you can better those scores, try to beat Mark Mulder, because he was here earlier. He's loaded for bear. He wants to be a four-time champ. How can you beat him?
Well, you got to play good. Mark's a great player, and he's worthy of winning this thing, 3 times in a row. And you got to play good, but that's why you practice. That's why you play and go out there and work on your different techniques. And I've had more time to do it this year than ever before. So, coming in, I feel confident and ready. But it's golf. You got to go produce, and it'll humble you in 2 seconds if you're not careful. So, just put in the time and understand what your fundamentals are, and go out and play. And if you strike the ball well, you'll have a great chance.
Did you get more golf in, obviously, in retirement this past year?
Yeah, I have. And, with the football season ending, you're really off as an analyst. It's not like football where you're still in every day getting ready for the next season. So for me, I've taken almost as if it was a football off season toward golf. Wow. And so it's been fun and enjoyable. And I think that's probably why my scores have started to.
And Andrew, it was a pleasure to talk to you on the conference call.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations again for being here, and thank you for your service. And to both of you fellows, I don't know if you're superstitious or not. Any qualms about starting on Friday the 13th?
No.
I think
Is that
everyone's.
when it is? My dad's birthday was July 13th, so maybe that's a good idea.
There you go.
There you go.
Good omen.
Tony, wondering, you've been in contention for a couple Sundays now. You won in Wisconsin. How does that psychologically compare to preparing on Sunday in the NFL, and did that help you on the course?
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, mostly when you're young in the NFL, you find yourself protecting a lead a lot in the second half if you're up 14 points or something. And what I found was it was difficult to play at the same level when you're always protecting. The game is at the highest level of really any sport. It's so fast and aggressive in football that you have to make decisions, and you got to throw 6 inches or a foot outside of someone's hand defensively. So in golf, it's the approach is mental. When you have a lead on a Sunday, it was great because last week when I had it, it's almost like you're going to protect, but if you protect, you'll start missing shots left and right, and the scores get away from you. So you stay aggressive, but what I call it is like in football, it's aggressively take what the defense gives you. So if the defense is giving you the check down, you aggressively take the check down. You don't just predetermine before the play, I'm going to check it down and be safe so we don't turn the ball over when you have a lead. And it's the same with golf. It's like, there's my line. Let's aggressively hit to that line. Now, you may take the line 3 yards over more, so that way you're protecting the lead per se, but you're still swinging at it aggressively and taking it right to that spot. And that helped, and I think that allows you to be at your best when you're playing.
Isaiah Burrows, Tahoe on stage. Tony, being here for your 5th time now, do you have any certain hole that is your favorite? And other than that, what do you plan on doing after the tournament ends? Do you plan on staying in Tahoe and enjoying your time, or just getting back to business?
Well, as far as favorite hole, there's a lot of beautiful holes out here. I mean, 17's a great hole just because of the environment. On the weekends, it's pretty crazy. And if you're not careful, you get hit by a football in the head when you're walking. That's unique to this tournament, I think. But I think there's 3 or 4 holes that are just, you're walking and you're like, boy, you don't see this every day. So it's a beautiful part of the country here, and it's pretty special just to be part of the field. And as far as staying afterward, I got in pretty early. I was in on Tuesday morning, so we spend time, we hang out. I got family and friends, and it's one of our favorite weeks of the year. And American Century does an incredible job putting this on, and the events and everything at night, they're really fun. You get to hang out and have some Coronas with some people that you meet first time sometimes. So the whole thing's just really a great week. I'll leave Sunday night right after. I have the USAM qualifier on Monday up in Wisconsin, so I have to tee off early Monday morning.
Wow.
Andrew, a quick question I forgot to ask you before. What was it like playing with George Bush in the Warrior Open?
So I haven't actually played in front of him or played with him, but let's see. I holed out from a bunker in 2015 when I won it, so that was pretty neat. And then this year I think I 3 or 4 putted right in front of him. So I had the lead at the time, and I had a putt to go 3 or 4 under during the tournament, and I 3-jacked it. So it was nice. I think I got nervous for a moment and then calmed down. But it would be great to play with him. Yeah, I hear he likes to play fast. Yeah, I think Tony's played with him.
The fastest you've ever seen.
If you're under 230, then you're good. But if you're over 230, you better get out of the way, I think.
And Tony, switching the subject to the NFL, as an analyst, what did you think of the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl win?
It was impressive. I mean,
and the Philly special.
Yeah, it was all of it. That coaching staff did an outstanding job. Doug Peterson, just an incredible run. Losing your quarterback to go do that, it's really uniquely. I think anytime those teams are in the Super Bowl, it's a great season. But to win it and to have your quarterback go down and do it, it's just, that's a hard, difficult thing. You only see that happen once in a blue moon. So you got to give them credit, their coaching staff, for putting together a new plan that was completely different in a lot of ways as the playoffs started, and that gave teams trouble. It was almost like they didn't have tape on Nick Foles, and that allowed them to really almost start the season off schematically. And that's a coaching staff that makes a complete change in not everything, but 5, 6, 7 important plays in a game is a lot when you've played a full season, and you got to get guys on the same page in big games. So really impressive.
Have you had a chance to listen to the entire Jason Kelce Super Bowl parade speech?
I haven't.
I'll send you the link.
All right.
Guys, both of y'all have naturally a big passion for golf. Tony, obviously, passion for golf away from football. Andrew, golf saved your life. We all know the story. And you also are now a golf instructor. So can both y'all just comment a little bit just about the passion for the game and passion for playing here from your perspective from a football player playing golf, and then your perspective from it saving your life and now inspiring other players to play?
Let me take this. So I mean, beginning, when I was a kid, I would watch this tournament on TV and like, oh man, how cool would it be to play in this event up in Tahoe? Well, my father owned a condo up here in 2000. So I came in here, lived here for a year after high school from Fort Worth, and watched the tournament, but then I went off to the military. So for me, when golf saved my life and in American Century and joining with the President Bush Center and giving us this opportunity to play in this event is, I was talking with the caddy today, and we were walking down 18, and he's like, I mean, it's totally different. Just compared from the celebrities, who get invited to this, and now you have a wounded veteran that's, this is helping the veterans around the world, and around the country know that there's more to life, with golf, and golf can help you a lot, in psychologically, mentally, physically. It's just an overall sport, because you're battling yourself, and you battle yourself every day in life. So battling yourself on the golf course is a little bit better too. So that's my perspective on it. I'm honored to be here, and I'm playing this for all the guys that have not returned home, and every veteran out there that are struggling with something. This is for you guys. This is to let you guys know that there is no, you don't have to quit. You know what I'm saying? No quitting. Just keep going. And that's why I'm standing here today, is playing for you guys.
We're honored to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
very
I
much.
appreciate it.
Tony, one quick question. As far as what you learned in your first year in the broadcast booth last year, what would be the top 3 takeaways you think that you might have been surprised by?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a ton of things. I mean, when you go out there, you really don't know what you're getting into. I think the first time I did a practice game, it was just figuring out when to talk or when not to, and the subtleness of that seemed obvious to a viewer, but when you're up there, you're like, "Oh, Jim, it's 3rd and 4." That's there's an analyst and a play-by-play guy, and you have both separate. But me and Jim kind of talk throughout it too, so we've kind of morphed it a little bit where we just like to have a conversation. And so we both have roles, but I think if you look closely, you're bridging that a little bit into a group that just enjoys each other company. You just want to make it seem like we're sitting here talking,
right,
and you're watching the game, on your couch at home, and you're excited about this play. And if you have knowledge about it, you talk about it. And the funny thing is, like, working with Jim Nantz made me much better, much faster, simply because of his talent level and ability to, like, get right back to something super fast, or come back with the question right away, or I might say something and he builds on it and just keeps it going because he understands where to go with it. And there's so many production meetings and things you're a part of, and you're interviewing teams, and then Jim has so much history with all these guys and all the teams that he almost could do a game by himself in some ways, and just to have that guy as your partner makes my job really a lot easier. It does.
Okay, do we have any other questions from the media? Yep, hang on.
Just dovetailing off that, do you have any good Jim Nantz golf anecdotes? Like, I'm sure you guys have played, right? So is there like a good Jim Nantz golf story you have?
There's probably no good one. Jim's, and I don't mean to say that to be, but Jim is like really good